Hello, good morning, and thanks for joining us on our news at this time. My name is Utube Achibon. A reminder that this broadcast is reaching you live on Star Times, channel 103, and our social media platforms on Facebook and YouTube. We begin with religious matters where Christians have been admonished to mentor the younger generation and guide them in the way of truth so they can become true Christians. This was the central message in some churches as Christians gathered to appreciate God for his numerous blessings. John Paul Alumina has details.
The atmosphere was charged in some churches in Uyo as Christians gathered to thank God for keeping them alive to see the first Sunday in the month of May 2024. In his sermon, Reverend Victor Akman of the First Square Gospel Church, Uyo says, God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Hence, every Christian must believe and trust in him.
5 is the number of grace in church. The grace of God is sufficient in every situation. All powerful God is our God. So he will take care of everything that concerns us.
Other Christian clerics emphasize the need for the faithful to submit totally to the supremacy of God and live a life worthy of emulation.
The time to serve is now. When you are no longer strong, you will hand over to people, but it will be a failure to hand over to people you have never mentored, people you have never discipled. If you have success without successor, it's a failure.
It's high time that the yoke must be broken, the barrier must be lifted, the handwriting must disappear, because heavens have come down in peculiar for Akwa Ibom State to break the yoke and to destroy every barrier, every degree that say no, you cannot advance.
Some worshippers say God had been faithful to them.
For me and my family to see the first Sunday in the month of May 2024 is a miracle that we don't take for granted, and I'm so happy.
There is joy in my heart that today is not celebrated in a posthumous. I'm alive to sit there and listen to the sermon rendered by the minister.
It's very good to serve the Lord. There is a reward in serving the Lord. So I do advise them, as they do so, they should do it truthfully and faithfully.
The services featured songs of praises and prayers for the state and nation. In Uyo, John Paul Alumona, NTA News.
President Bola Tinubu is committed to a better Nigeria. Senate President Godswill Akpabio said this at a grand reception in his honor organized by the stakeholders of Ikot Ekpini Senatorial District. Clement Bariko reports.
Organized by stakeholders of Akwa Ibom Northwest Senatorial District, this grand reception is in honor of the Senate President Godswill Akpabio. Among dignitaries to convey their felicitations is Akwa Ibom State Governor Umoino, who assures of his administration's determination to support all Akwa Ibom sons and daughters who are doing well in different spheres of human endeavor, irrespective of party affiliations.
Your Excellency, never again will Akwa Ibom be divided. Never again will Akwa Ibom break down their sons and their daughters. Never again will Akwa Ibom stand on the wheel of progress of our people. We must realize that we are a minority state, and together we stand, divided we will fall.
I'm also proud of him because the good work he's doing for Nigeria. I'm very, very glad for the declaration that was made by you people a while ago, that he should return to the Senate unopposed. That is a very, very good gesture.
Overwhelmed by the massive show of love, the Senate President Godswill Akpabio, while describing Governor Umoino as a unifier and an apostle of peace, reassures that the National Assembly will continue to stand by him to ensure the success of his administration.
You send me to go for duties on your behalf. I will never forget the uncommon love that you have for me. As you have loved me, I also love you. I love you, and God will continue to love you.
There was the conferment of Exemplary Leadership Award on the Senate President and the Governor by the people of Akwa Ibom Northwest Senatorial District. Clement Barikui, NTA News.
And Akwa Ibom State Governor Umoino has commissioned the 3.3-kilometer Idua Road and the emergency intervention work at collapsed Afiansat Road in Eket local government area, Akwa Ibom State. Kelvin Samuel reports that the governor also directed a review of the Afiansat Gully erosion project.
For years, the people of Afiansat in Eket local government area went through untold hardship occasioned by the deplorable state of the road since it collapsed. Today, seeing the road back and better, the entire people of Eket local government area could not hide their joy and appreciation to the governor and his team.
This road, as it is now, if you have ever passed through, will stand the test of time. And
I want to say thank you for yesterday. I want to say thank you for today. I want to say thank you for tomorrow already.
We want to assure you that as Eket youth, we will key into your agenda. We will key into your plan for the youth, and we will be the first beneficiaries.
The governor, who used the occasion to appreciate the people of the Eket local government area for their support during the 2023 general election, reassures that his administration will continue to do the best for the interest of the people.
Work said some of these projects were at various stages of completion, but today we have taken it to a logical conclusion. We're exiting these projects, and that's what we're doing this first year, to try and ensure that we exit most of our projects. Some of the ones we've done, very few, like the Afiansat, that was a quick intervention, because if we didn't do that, we would have lost homes by now.
The governor also announced his approval for the commencement of the bridge connecting Ikodik Benudo in Sedubium local government area through the south end of Idua Road, as well as extending the road on the north end to join the Udom Emmanuel Boulevard. From Eket local government area of Akwa Ibom State, Kelvin Samuel, NTA News.
The time has come for all Igbos in Akwa Ibom State to be united as builders and agents of development to align with the Arise agenda of Umoino's administration. President Ohanaeze Ndigbo Worldwide Akwa Ibom State Chapter KC Chidiadi gave this charge at the inauguration of patrons, elders, and other wings of the association. Again, Kelvin Samuel has details.
The peaceful disposition of Governor Umoino is gradually enveloping the entire state as leaders at different levels are now adopting this uncommon leadership style for the benefit of the people. One of such is Ohanaeze Ndigbo, the body united the entire people of the southeastern Nigeria resident in Akwa Ibom State. For the first time in more than 20 years, the Igbos in Akwa Ibom State are united in one umbrella as one big and happy family under the leadership of the President KC Chidiadi, a man the people describe as the best thing that has happened to Ndigbo in a long while, as he continues in his message of peace, unity, and progress of Ndigbo in general at the inauguration of Patrons Elders Youth Wing of Ohanaeze Ndigbo, Akwa Ibom State Chapter.
As we struggle to change the old narratives which has deprived us of our privileges from the government, you should continue to light others' candle as it will never diminish your own light. Let your zeal and seriousness to succeed in your respective areas of endeavor be doubled or even tripled. Your desire for success should be greater than your fear for failure.
The chairman on the occasion and other stakeholders were appreciating the president for his love for the people, which has united Ndigbo in Akwa Ibom State, call on the people to hold on to this peace through which development comes.
There should be ambassador of Igbo nation in this Akwa Ibom State, and let them not see their brothers as their enemy.
It is said in the Warri balance that now cooperation they make rice. A food for pot. So, and I've seen that quality this much in the new leadership of Ndigbo. And I wish that this will continue.
Let us support the government. That president is doing well. He's doing very well. And that is why I say we have not made a mistake to vote him in.
There is no how we have 1 to 2 to 3 people that will not have some disagreement. the most important thing to be able to overcome whatever differences and still forge ahead.
Not for the interest of the Igbos, not for your personal benefits. I know his credibility, I know his competency, I know he can deliver, and he will not disappoint you.
Some of the excited newly inaugurated patrons speak on their readiness to serve.
He believes that unity is the strength of any nation. So, as a group, he is trying to make sure that he brings everybody together so that we can forge ahead.
This is what Igbos have been looking for a very long time. And now God has blessed us with a man where to go.
For 25 years now, you have a prayer problem. But this young man that God brought from heaven to lead us.
The event featured presentation of certificate of return to the executive, inauguration of patrons, elders, women, and youth wing, as well as cutting of the unity cake. In Uyo, Kelvin Samuel, NTA News.
Journalists in Akwa Ibom State have joined their counterparts the world over to celebrate the 2024 World Press Freedom Day. The event, however, took a different dimension with a cultural parade showcasing the country's rich heritage as well as unity in diversity. John Paul Alimona has details.
World Press Freedom Day is set aside to call global attention to the need for the press to be free for the overall good of the society. This year, the State Council of the Nigeria Union of Journalists, NUJ, also used the opportunity to promote Nigeria's cultural heritage. From the State Information Chapel, News 31 Chapel, AKBC chapels to NTA Uyo and FRCN chapels, the message of unity was spread. Chairman of the occasion, Professor Sunday Tugudo, charged journalists to continue to be socially responsible and engage in developmental journalism.
I also want to call on the governor of this state to look at the event of today. We talk about press freedom and see to the institutionalization of the Traditional Rulers Council by directing the Commissioner of Information to make sure that that office in all the local government is sworn in, is integrated.
Commissioner for Information, Ini Ememobong, who represented the state governor, expressed gratitude to journalists in the state for supporting the Arise agenda of Governor Moeno and assured of government support for a free press in the state.
Working together, we will build an Akwa Ibom that no breaking news can break. We will build an Akwa Ibom that our cultural diversity will not be the reason for our disunity. On behalf of the governor, I wish you a very happy World Press Freedom Day.
I am ready to partner the Nigerian Union of Journalists in promoting free press through the development of a legal framework and other measures that will sustain independent media and hold to account those seeking to silence voices.
Whatever information they are giving to the people should be nothing but the truth. Let them not give false information. Whatever notification they are giving to the people, let it be constructively criticized, not out of bias, out of hatred or sentiment.
For the Vice President of Zone F, Okpaka Dokubo, and State Chairman of NUJ, Amos Etuk, the day is meant to remind the world about press freedom and focus attention on issues of climate change and improvement of the living conditions of the people.
Vision is to highlight the concerns of the press, and indeed freedom of expression. A free press reflects objectively activities of government, and a free press builds stronger bridges of professional working relationship with government.
I thank the chairman of the NUJ Akwa Ibom State and my dear colleagues. Without their support, I wouldn't have been successful. The event has been so successful.
There were keynote presentations to also mark the event.
There are other planets, but this is the only planet where we have life.
AKBC TV Chapel took first in the cultural dance, followed by News 31 Chapel, while State Information Chapel came third. High point of the event was presentation of awards to the distinguished personalities and trophy to the winners in the March past, where NTA Uyo and Atlantic FM Chapels emerged joint fourth position. In Uyo, John Paul Alumona, NTA News.
While some are resolved at their onset, others build up into full crisis. But the question is, what could have led to a spouse using a sword on his partner, whom he swore to love and cherish forever? Caleb Gochin in Jos has been following the trending story of a police officer who chopped off his wife's wrist, over 5,000 naira.
Dong is one of the fast-growing communities at the outskirts of Jos, with a convergence of mainly civil servants as residents. Unlike other days, Tuesday the 30th of April came with this horrific scene, where one of the community members, a police officer, allegedly hacked the wrist of his wife, over 3,000 naira. The accused is said to have asked the wife for some money he kept at home, but unsatisfied with the wife's response, turned violent.
He was not satisfied, but got upset that I was making a jest of him. He took a machete and aimed at my stomach. Then I blocked him with my hand. Unknown to me, he had severed my wrist.
Police Public Relations Officer, Plateau State Command, Alfred Alabo, gives an insight on the incident and what the force is doing about it.
The person happened to be one of our officers in the command, and the commissioner got wind of it, and immediately he directed the DPO to swing into action by ensuring that the officer was arrested. The Police High Command, the Inspector General of Police, frowns at it. The Commissioner of Police on the Plateau frowns at it. As I speak to you, the orderly room trial of the officer has been concluded.
This development has generated a lot of concerns and condemnation from all quarters, with stakeholders on women and gender issues calling for stiffer penalty for the culprit.
It's so devastating that, a person who ought to be the law implementer, a law protector, is the one who is involved in this kind of, carnage, outrage. I can't understand, that your wife who is expecting, carrying your baby, you have gone out against her.
We are committed to ensuring that perpetrators of such acts are held accountable and that victims receive the support and justice they deserve.
There must be a law in place that if somebody proposes negotiation, if somebody supports it, suggests it, such a person should be arrested. Such suggestions should be criminalized. Because that's the problem. That's why we are not moving forward with the laws. The laws are there.
May our husband love us and cherish us, not to cut our hands. We marry them with our own hearts, to be a kid with them, to make our life end with them. Me, I wish my own to be, let me be old with my husband. Let us grow old together.
Meanwhile, the victim, Hawa Ibrahim, is currently undergoing treatment at the State Specialist Hospital, where the state government, through the relevant ministry, is taking responsibility for her bills and other needs.
Let's now join our sports desk for the latest in the world of sports with Suleiman Musa.
The new Super Eagles coach, Finidi George, has emphasized the need for Super Eagles to triumph over the two important World Cup qualifying matches against South Africa and Benin Republic early next month. Finidi George reacted after his brief meeting with the NFF in Abuja, as the visit was to acquaint him with the workings of the football house and also to have a one-on-one discussion with his employers. In another development, defending champions Golden Eaglets of Nigeria will face Burkina Faso in their opening fixture at the Wafu B Under-17 Championship. Manu Garba's side will take on Togo in their second game on Sunday, May 19. Their last group game against Togo is scheduled for Accra Stadium on Wednesday, May 22. The finalists will represent the zone at the Africa Under-17 Cup of Nations. And to a little bit of athletics, Nigeria's quartet of Samuel Ogazi, Ella Onojoviwu, Chidi Okezi, and Esther Joseph competing in the mixed 400-meter events of the ongoing World Relays in the Bahamas have qualified for the Paris Olympics holding later this year. They ran a time of 3 seconds 13 minutes 0.79 to finish second behind United States of America to book one of the two automatic qualifying spots. And finally, to tennis. World number 1 Iga Swiatek down Aryna Sabalenka in a stunning Madrid Open final to win the title for the first time on Saturday in what was a repeat of last year's clash at the WTA 1000 clay courts tournament. Coming back from 1-3 down in the decider and 7-3 match points in total was what Swiatek needed to claim a 7-5, 4-6, 7-6 victory to secure the trophy. With the win, Swiatek has now won each of the WTA 1000 and 500 tournaments held on European clay at least once to go 3 French Open titles on Roland Garros, joining Aryna Sabalenka with 30 victories this season. With Sport Update, Suleiman Musa, NTA News.
That sports story wraps up Populating this morning. Thanks for your time. Do remember that for you to be a star, you have to join the NTA's campaign to fight against rape and rapists. Till we meet next time, have a very good day.